friends, this is Steve Attaway, and this is a closer walk. We're going to look at the portrait that St. John put in his book. It's the fourth gospel in the New Testament. In the first chapter, he says, Jesus is the Son of God. He's the Son of Man. He's a social Christ. He walked among people. He healed people. He helped people. The third chapter, he is the divine teacher. He came here knowing what the Father knew. And so he was here, and still he teaches us on a daily basis through his word. The fourth chapter is he is a soul winner. When he found somebody that was deficient in some area of his life, their mind, their will, their emotions, he was able to heal their soul and to bring them to the Father. Then in chapter 5, he is the great physician. If someone was sick, he was able to heal them right there on the spot. Just say the word, and my daughter will be healed, the lawmaker said. Then he is the bread of life. In the Old Testament, the people needed it. They were out in the desert. They needed bread. They prayed, "Oh, Moses, get us bread." And God sent them manna from heaven. Then Jesus was on the hillside, and the people were hungry. And he made bread to be there available for them, fish and bread. Then he is the bread of life. He's the bread of spiritual life as well as physical life. Then, my friend, he is the water of life. He was at the well, and the lady was trying to get water from the well. He said, "If you knew who I am, you would ask me for a drink, and I would give you water, and you would never need to thirst again." Then he's the defender of the weak. When you're so tired, you can't go. Someone is after you, hurting you. You're too weak to get ahead. He's the defender of the weak. Then in chapter 9, he said he's the light of the world. It's a dark world, and he can be the light that sheds on your pathway so you can see where to step, where to go. He's the light of the world. Then in chapter 10, he's the good shepherd. He will lead you. He will guide you. He will help you. Follow the shepherd. That's who he is. Then in chapter 11, he's the resurrection and the life. Though he was dead, he was brought to life. He is the resurrection and the life. When someone was going past, the lady, her son had died, he brought him back to life right there on the spot. Chapter 12, he's the king. And I love to hear, he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He is in the place of a servant. His disciples needed their feet washed, their sandals, they had walked and they were dusty, and Jesus took the place of a servant, and he knelt down and began to wash their feet. Peter says, "Oh, you're not going to wash my feet." Jesus said, "Unless I wash your feet, you have no place with me." Then he is, chapter 14, he's the consoler. When you're weak and distraught and in fear and in anguish, he's the consoler. What a great Savior we have. He is the true vine. He said, "I'm the vine, ye are the branches." We need to be tapped in to the true vine. Then he's the giver of the Spirit. He said, "I am the way, the truth, the life." And then he said, "I'm going to go away, but I'm going to send you another comforter, even the Spirit of truth." Chapter 17, he is the great intercessor. He prays for us. And in Ephesians 3:16, that he would grant you according to the riches of his glory, that ye be strengthened with might by his Spirit in the inner man. He's the model sufferer. When he was in the garden, he knelt and prayed and was in anguish. And he said, "Father, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done." He's then the uplifted Savior. He had to go to the cross. There were two thieves along with him. One of them said, " 'Remember me.'"
Please. Remember me when you come into your kingdom. Truly, I say to you, today, you will be with me in paradise.
Then he is the victor over death. Death and hell, he is the victor over death, hell, and the grave. Then in chapter 21, he's the restorer of the penitent, coming to him and say, I need you, Lord. I want you. He forgives, he washes away, he cleanses, and he restores us to that peace. He can restore you to the peace as if you were a baby. What a wonderful Savior we have. And I hope that you're going to draw closer to the Lord this week, a closer walk. Then I wish that you would subscribe, share, like, hit the notification bell, and so next week, you'll be able to see the program again, A Closer Walk. Thank you, my friends, for being with us today. God bless you richly. And until then, bye-bye.